All right, today we're gonna tear up some hamstrings, so let's not waste any time. Let's get after it. So we're starting out with dumbbell hamstring curls. And for me, I have two favorite ways of doing these, but this version is probably the easiest to do solo, because if you've ever done these before, they're kind of a pain in the ass to grab that dumbbell on your own. To make it a little bit easier to pick up the dumbbell, we're gonna do the decline version of this. And that's the thing, you don't need a ton of weight on this. You're probably not gonna get over 50 pounds, which is perfectly okay because this exercise responds best to higher volume. There's a couple things you can do to really maximize this exercise. So the first thing is push those hips into the pad the entire time. Don't let them drift up and put pressure on those knees. That's a totally different variation. Second thing is flex those toes away, plantar flexion the entire time. That's gonna help you engage those calves and then help you contract those hamstrings even more. And then finally, shorten that range of motion. Don't come all the way up because then you can rest. So stop that range of motion where you get that peak contraction and then go back down. I can't believe I said over 50 pounds. Get my ass kicked with 30. All right, next up, we're gonna go into dumbbell stiffs. Now, I have two different variations of stiff legs I do, and it's not just barbell and dumbbell. That's interchangeable. It has to do with how I put pressure on my feet. Now, when I wanna pull some heavier weight, I'll shift my weight back into my heels, get a little more bend in those hamstrings. That's gonna pull more glute into it. So it's a powerful stance. I'll be able to pull from my entire posterior chain from the bottom down. Now, like today, when I wanna isolate those hamstrings, as I pull up, I'll actually shift my weight a little bit forward, causing those hamstrings to contract even harder and puts more pressure on to keep me actually tall and keep me from falling over, basically. So as you're pulling through, a little shift forward in that weight into those toes. As you pull up, it's gonna engage that hamstring that much more. Another thing you notice is I stop before it jumps into my back. So everybody's different, but for me, that 3/4 of the way up, sometimes even less, or if I just feel like a hamstring completely contracted, then I go back down. Sometimes it's short range of motion as I go heavier. Sometimes I pull up even a little bit higher. Just do what you feel best. Do what keeps it out of your back, keeps in those hamstrings, and really just lights them up. Seems like more and more gyms now have glute ham raises, which is awesome. They must have dropped the cost of insurance on these because they saw enough douchebags doing abs, fell off, hit their head, and thought, that'd be fine. The way we're gonna do these to really isolate the hamstrings, we're gonna turn it more of a stiff leg. Now, if you haven't done these before, you're in for a horrible treat. So the way we're gonna set this up is you need to be far enough away where you can maintain a calf raise the entire time. So heels off, and you want the crest of those hips over top of the pad, just slightly where it's not too much pressure on those quads. So the way we're gonna enhance is by getting a little bit of movement in that knee. So as you stretch down, keep that knee bent. As you start to come up, start to lock those legs out, finish that contraction off completely locked, flexing those hamstrings, then back down to a bend. As always, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave a comment in the video what we do next, and get after it, get growing. I'll talk to you soon.